Welcome everyone back here in South Dakota for Game 5. My name is Marcus Baylor and to my right is Ryan Eastman. And here we are with the series tied up after some great after a fantastic game from in Biloxi as the Voodoo was able to take it with take it with some nice heroic efforts from Tanya.
You could say even heroic efforts coming out from Kusick, the rookie, putting up a career night for him in the playoffs here. At least in terms of
Yeah,
his playoff experience, I should say. He has actually scored more points in the regular season.
yes, Kusick was actually able to pretty much just show why he was tied for first in Rookie of the Year. It just seemed unstoppable throughout.
Yeah, he definitely did, especially whenever he came back on the floor, was never cold coming off the bench. And looking at this game, we are back in Dakota, where BLV has historically struggled in this series now, being blown out by a total of 40 points over their first two games. How do you think they will come in tonight, especially after winning two on their own home court?
Well, I think first and foremost, they should be able to feel more refreshed. Even though they did had a little bit of a scare by the end of Game 4, they were well in control throughout those two games. And with that, it can pretty much just goes to show that this team can go toe to toe. So the confidence should be there. But I will have to say that, of course, being able to shove it in Dakota's mouth, being able to take one, try to really steal one from on the road here in Dakota.
Yes, this is if BLV is going to win the championship, this is the opportunity right now. The momentum is in their favor. They can steal one here on the road and then head back home with the crowd on their side. They would almost certainly have a championship added to their belt here. However, Dakota again had a bit of a run there at the end. They were not blown out. It looked like they were in serious trouble there, but they got it back within three before it let them slip between their paws. So for BLV, you have to feel a little nervous. Dakota had four dominant quarters against you. You've only managed to have three against them, as Dakota literally pulled back a 20-point deficit.
Yes, and I think one of the things that we have to take into consideration is what seemed to be quite a slow start for Sylvius as well in Game 4. It wasn't really his night. So for him to really try to find a way to bounce back from that rough game and try to continue to be the point guard that we actually know in Dakota with his home crowd.
Yeah, and especially even looking at Derby, he finished the night really well, but struggled early on. Really caught fire in that second half, and Lawyer to a lesser extent had 15 points in the first half, but then I think added another 9 with back-to-back threes there for a heck of a run for Dakota at the end. However, I think the players are starting to get ready to get onto the court. Now, as you pointed out last time, BLV has won the tip-off 4 times in a row. Let's see if they can make it 5 for 5. As they do, manage to once again tip in their favor. As you can see, Kusick, the rookie, with the ball. Passing on over to Evans at the top of the key, giving up to Feckle now. Shot clock starting to wind down as we're going to see Kim come off a screen, but Evans down low in the post, can't make it fall. Gets the offensive rebound and the putback. First bucket of the game is on a second chance opportunity. And we'll see Lawyer taking point for Dakota now. Handing it on over to Sylvius as he drives to the paint. And looks like we're going to give it to Redfield, top of the arc. Now on over to Lawyer, who's going to take a long two. Can't get it to fall. Derby almost got the offensive rebound, but Feckle's going to pull it down. Feckle going to do a pull-up for three there. Does make it work as she had Derby on her. Taking advantage of the little bit slow, lumbering deer.
Yeah, Feckle continuing on that momentum from last game. Excellent three from the corner.
Yep, we're going to see Lawyer Looking like he's going to give up to Silvius off the screen. Face throws the ball at Kim accidentally and hits him in the face, but the Bird's still running down the court, so I don't think he's been affected. Sterling's now going to take a jumper, and no good, even though BLV up by 5 here. Dakota can't get a bucket to fall as Mishima now can't get to convert, but does get the foul, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, right now the charity stripe has been really the biggest theme throughout this entire series.
Oh my!
Mishima not able to make the first one.
Very close to not making it even to the rim there, but finds his range in the second one as Dakota now 1 point on the board. And Kusick going to take point here, looking like they want to play a little bit differently with Kim coming off the ball. Feckle going to give the screen for Kusick. Now over to Feckle from long range. The switch was slow, but she can't make it fall.
Yeah, really nice, excellent use of the screen. Was not able to capitalize.
No, was not able to. The defense has got to be careful as they did not properly switch off, and Sylvia's just going to pull up from the jumper, and Derby's going to slam it down with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's one way to get the offense and the crowd going.
Yes, all Dakota players must feel great having Derby down there, knowing that any shot they put up might end up being an offensive rebound and a slam dunk. Is Kim going to call for the screen. Derby almost blocked it. It gives her to Feckle for 3. And that's her second one the night now. Normally,
I
was going to say, normally she's very slow to start, but here she's on fire.
Yeah, and I have to say that what a great fighting from Kim. Very excellent IQ from him.
Yeah, giving it up there to Feckle as he was able to keep great court vision to know that Feckle had gone to the top of the key despite driving down to the post, and Sterling has positional advantage. Decides to give it back to Feckle for another 3. This time no good. Both Sterling and Kim keeping an eye out for Feckle. Wonder if there was a little discussion in the locker room beforehand from Feckle telling them to give her the rock. As Sylvia's right sideline for 3 is good.
Yeah, and going back to Feckle, I think that with the fact of how she was able to finish the last game, you can't help but feel extremely confident knowing her attitude.
Yeah, and we're going to see now Feckle with the ball. Kusick coming off the screen is able to lay it up in from jump up and land it 20 feet out almost. Could have taken a step back and maybe gone for a 3 there as BLV's up by 4. Now Lawyer going to take point. Gives over to Redfield. Looks like Sylvia's going to come off the double screen from 3-point land. Right sideline is good. Having a much better start tonight than he did yesterday.
Yes. Sylvia's really didn't have a chance to really get his first bucket until the middle of the second quarter as we get to see a nice shot from what I believe was Feckle with the long.
No, Kusick, the rookie, 3.
Oh, Kusick. Excuse me.
And now Kusick tips the ball, almost stolen. Lawyer manages to chase it down, though, and we're going to go for a quick pass to Derby. Mishima looking like he wants the ball down low in the post. He does get it. Unfortunately, can't convert. I think if Dakota had paid a little bit more attention, they would have realized Mishima was well in the post alone. Could have gone for an easy dunk there, but unable to convert it. Giving on to Kusick, same spot he made his last 3 from. This time, no good off the front iron.
Yeah, it seems like that they are really, really confident. Feckle and Kusick from their last game.
I mean, they haven't shown any less of them. And we're going to see Derby slam it down. That's his second dunk tonight.
Once again, just keep feeding the big deer in the paint.
Kim going to play a little isolation here, even though it looks like they're lining up a screen for Kusick, who's going to drive in over the defenders. Can't get it to fall, but Sterling, offensive rebound, putback, and the foul. Foul on Derby. Sterling will hit.
Redfield.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right, Redfield. The other deer.
They'll be mixing up the deers now. They might look similar, but the size
different. Just a little bit, as Derby is going to have to step it up here in the post. See, to give it to Redfield, loses to Feckle. Feckle on defense has been a terror for Dakota, especially matched up against Redfield. Kusick, plenty of time to set up for his 3. No good, though. Lawyer stuck behind the body of BLV players that blocked him from getting anywhere near the rookie. And now Sylvia's down low in the post, going over Kim. Kim, not much of a threat in terms of blocking him that low in the post.
Yeah, it was an excellent fighting there from Lawyer. It's really rare for him to see him going for those assists.
And we're going to see Kusik now playing with the ball. Going to give it over to Kim, who's going to step back for a long two. Don't think he needed to do that, but still makes it count. Almost like a second step back there. Could have taken a three considering how much room he had.
Yeah, right now I believe Kim was just showing how much range that he had. Showing that he's not afraid to take the shot when it's there.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lawyer now with the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to make a decision as he's trying to drive into the post. Does get a bit of an open look. Lays it up and in. Sterling tried to swat it away, but Lawyer dipping and weaving dodged him. And BLV going to call the first time out here as Dakota has whittled the lead BLV had built down to 3. Again, Kusik going to take point here. Keep an eye on Kim. He's very slippery at his size, so screens are very effective at getting him free. You know, Kusik going to fade away for 3. No good. Casper, even though has started to struggle now, 2 for 6. Back to Silvius, and actually Kim's going to get called for the reach-in.
Yeah, right now it seems like Dakota is trying to keep the defense on its toes. A lot of passing.
And we're going to see Rose coming in as Rose
Ooh.
give and go, passing the Lawyer, and Lawyer gives it right back to the Driving Dragon as he dunks it down hard. That's the 3rd dunk for Dakota tonight. That's 6 points coming from literally 0 feet out. Kusik now has the ball. He started hot, but might need to slow down his shooting if he wants to stay on the floor. Kim, though, for 3 over Derby is good. The switch, Derby hesitated a little bit and could not get close enough to put enough pressure on the Bird to slow him down. Over to Silvius from the 3-point line. No good. A little bit of a fast break for Kusik. Going to take the 3 in transition. No good. 2 for 7 now tonight. Lawyer giving it over to Redfield. Redfield pump fakes, but no biting and almost loses the ball. He does. Kusik's going to pick it up. Fast break is slow to a crawl as Sterling's going to fight up and in. No good. Derby, too much pressure on Sterling. Sterling can't make the bucket and does not get any contact called.
Yeah, right now Dakota had a lucky break as Lawyer tries to go 3 in mid.
Yeah, we've had a bit of stalemate here. 4 or 5 possessions in a row have ended without a point scored for either team. A little under 4 minutes left in the quarter as Kim's going to take the long 2, and it is good. Had a bit more time, could have taken a little bit of a step back and gone for 3. Would have made not much of a difference in terms of whether or not he made it.
Yeah, but still excellent screening there from Evans in that possession, being able to get the Bird open.
Yeah, and looking there, 6 more possessions for BLV right now has been the difference as Rose is going to step in off the front iron, no good. Kusik, Silvius guarding him here as they've switched up, and yeah, 2-minute scoring drought for Dakota. Now Lawyer's on Kim, going to pass up to Evans. Rose is a little far away, but Derby's going to corral the loose ball. Silvius giving up to Derby now. Derby's going to take point. This is a unusual setup as Silvius going to drive in. Misses the shot. Surprised they didn't call a travel on him there. Beckel for 3, seeing if the magic's still there. No, it's not. Misses from the left sideline. Rose down low in the post does make it work this time. Finally showing up from the bench is Rose. That's his 4th point tonight. Both teams looking like they want to do some substitutions when the next dead ball comes in.
Trying to get a screen there from Feckel.
And Kusik's going to lay it up, but again, struggling even with the open shot.
And right now, Kusik 2 for 8. really struggling right now. It seems like he's on cold feet.
Rose is open. Gets it to fall. That's his 6th point. This is a surprise performance coming out from Rose here in Game 5.
Yeah, I think Rose is finally trying to get a way to settle in a little bit.
And Kusick, again, finally breaking some of that cold off of him as he makes his 3. That's his 2nd tonight, but 2 for 6 so far. Really struggling. Keep an eye on Lawyer. He's playing underneath the post. Gonna pass over to Derby, though. Derby got to make a decision soon. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Silvius gonna get it jumping backwards. Can't get it to fall at all, though.
Yeah, they were trying to set up a catch and shoot play for either Silvius or Lawyer. Couldn't really get it the shot that they wanted.
No, they couldn't.
Shot clock winding down.
And falling away from the shot is not an easy thing to take, as your depth perception is changing every frame of reference there. And Kusick, he made a 3 here just a second ago. No good, though. Silvius bringing it up. Derby's down low. He's going to turn around and throw it up. He is going to get fouled by Evans for a chance for an and 1. And we'll see both teams making major substitutions. Starters for both teams perhaps staying on the floor a little longer than they would have liked. Played a full 11 minutes there before they could substitute in players. Fukusaida is going to bring it up for BLV, and we're going to see Parsons now at the ball. See if BLV's bench keeps it up as Rooney's going to intercept the pass. The little raccoon having to reach up high to grab it, but does pull it down and loses the ball right back himself. Fukusaida on the perimeter now. Dishing down low to Reinhardt, who gets fouled by Derby. No go on the bucket, though, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, right now, if we were to compare the 2 benches of the 2 teams, Velocity does have the clear advantage, and it has really been one of the major reasons why Biloxi has won the 2 games at home on 3 and 4, is because of the effort on their bench has pretty much been a lot more passion on that side than the team in white has been so far in the series.
Well, when you look at their success, you have to look at Reinhardt coming off the bench, coming close to averaging above 15 points a game alone, coming off the bench, even almost averaging a dub-dub at times. So Dakota just does not have that, you could say, veteran presence coming on the floor from the bench. Really, their only veteran is Redfield. We're going to see a dish down the Rose. Rose, though, finally stepping up off the bench. That's his 8th point tonight.
And we have to remember that Rose is a top 10 pick in this draft. Sure, he has a little bit of nervousness in his veins, but he's still able to be able to be a huge impact when he needs to, as we get to see a nice dunk.
Yeah, Mosley slamming it down hard. And as you mentioned, the Dragon was rated top 3 draftee, but ended up falling all the way to number 7. And with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, as the clock winds down, we're going to see the quarter come to a close with BLV up by 4, 30-26. Interesting thing to note is that BLV has actually now had the lead 3 of the last, actually no, take it back, 4 of the last 5 games. They had the lead in the first game with only a 1-point lead, however, before they gave it up. But now BLV is obviously the champion of the first quarter. Over to Tanner, a lot of passing, 4 seconds left. Tanner now giving over to Allen. Allen for 3. Shot clock was about to expire and can't make the bucket fall.
Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of hot potato on Dakota side, trying to figure out who's actually going to be willing to take the shot.
Yeah, and we're going to see Mosley posting up high. Look like they're going to give it to Vilka off the double screen. Going to drive in. Loses the ball, though. Actually, looks like Rooney got a pawn in, poked it out. So BLV will retain possession here with 6 seconds on the shot clock. So not a lot of time to actually get a play going, but an inbound pass and shoot is the likely course of action here.
Yeah, even though Rooney is small for his size, he is very, very scrappy.
No, that he is. He is definitely known as a danger on defense. No go on the shot, and it's actually tipped. And Reinhardt will crowd the offensive rebound as they reset the shot clock here for the Voodoo. Parsons now on the perimeter. Looks like they're going to screen out to Vilka for an 18-footer. Gets the shooter's roll and eventually drops in. 6-point lead now for BLV. Took a
nice screen there.
Yeah, very much so. Voodoo taking a page out of the Bikers book and really utilizing the screens to get their point guards open here tonight. Again, over to Poitier, give and go. Does lay it up and in. Interesting thing about the Bikers is that 3 of their players were playing on Bangor last season. With Poitier, Rooney, and Derby. So Dakota having stolen 3 players from Bangor tonight, playing for them as Vilka, no good on the long 3. He has that range, but he's not as consistent as you'd like to see as some of the other players on the court. Over to Samantha, top of the key. Gives over to Fulton, who doesn't have much time to really get a play going as we see passing again, deciding who's going to take the shot is Poitier. Long range 3, does make it fall. The Bikers bench actually outscoring the Voodoo for once tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a surprise. I guess they're hearing a lot of the critics so far in the finals that they're not doing enough, but they're doing it here.
And Tanner.
Nice block there by Tanner.
Huge block on Reinhardt, and Poitier down low in the post, going to lay it up, but fouled this time. So he'll go to the line for 2. And as you said, maybe the Bikers finally listening to the critics and actually stepping up here tonight from the bench. Does make it fall, and we will see a substitution for both teams. Butler and Sokolovic coming in for Veloxy, and Hayes coming in now as Poitier is good on the second free throw as Dakota takes the lead again, I think for the first time tonight actually. Reinhardt handling the ball at the top of the perimeter. Gives it to Vilka, who's left open. Rooney is not guarding him close enough as he makes the 3. Rooney's going to need to choke up closer on his mark there if he's going to want to have any kind of impact on defense.
Yeah, it's that size difference when it comes to perimeter. He's not really reliable when it comes to the perimeter shots as you would like to, especially when it's deep in 3.
Yeah, and we'll see Sam go to the line for 2. And I mean, even in the post, Rooney does not have the height or the jumping ability that someone his size needs to really be effective, like we see with Lance, who's only 2 inches taller than Rooney, but has a heck of a lot more vertical. And we're going to see Lawyer coming back on the floor as Dakota's going to try and bring out a little bit more firepower to keep the momentum going as they've tied it up at 35 apiece now with 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Reinhardt over to Butler. Butler also a danger from 3 as it looks like Vilka is going to get open from the long runaround screen, and he does make it work out for him in the end. He's now 2 for 3 from three-point land.
Yeah, right now he is taking a good advantage against Ronnie here.
Yeah, especially since he is the point guard. We're going to see a steal. Tanner tried to whip it down low to the post of Samantha. It's stolen, and now Butler in transition. Taking the 3 is no good. Tanner going to box out the BLV and actually pull down the defensive rebound as Tanner are going to have the ball again. Giving it over to Hayes. Hayes gets tipped. Rooney gives it the ball, and Butler going to drive into the post and slams it down himself. Coast to coast off the steal.
Biloxi once again showing their defensive efforts within that one.
Yeah, and exposing just how dangerous all the benches is. Tanner's going to throw it up. No good. And actually Rooney going to get a little too aggressive there and foul on Vilka. And we're going to see Kim come back on the floor, as is a few other Biker players.
Yeah, it just seems like Ronnie is a little bit overwhelmed right now against Andreas.
Yeah, we're actually going to see the Lawyer take over defending him now, it looks like, as Kim's going to be guarded by Rooney. But the screen, Vilka's open, and he will make the 3. That's back-to-back 3 as we see BLV on a 11-2 run in the last minute and a half. All off the back of Vilka with 9 points from three-point land. Is Rooney going to lay it up and in now? Foul on Kim, though. The Voodoo shooting perfect from the line. And Rooney no good. Dakota has at times struggled from the charity stripe, as we're going to see Derby coming back in, as is Sterling for the Voodoo. And Feckle as well. We'll see a more high-powered offense available for the Voodoo compared to the Dakota Bikers, who are stuck with Rooney at the point. Don't be surprised if we see Silvius coming back in the next dead ball. Does manage to convert the second, even though the Voodoo have built up a 7-point lead here. Lawyer staying close. Actually, I think Kim is going to get called on the 3-second offensive violation, and we will see Silvius come in now. A little bit of a costly turnover for the Voodoo, as Vilka had the ball in his paws, so we were expecting him to take another shot there. Lawyer going to hand it on over to Silvius. Lawyer down low in the post, might be waiting for a screen this episode, and given over to Hayes, and now in return, Lawyer standing in the paint too long as well, going to give it right back to the Voodoo. Big, easy mistakes for both teams right there.
Yeah, it just seems like some very bad mental mistakes from both sides.
And Kim pump fakes, allows Silvius to get a little closer to defend him, but still makes the shot. Up by 9 now is the Voodoo. Need to see Dakota answer now that their starters are back on the court. Silvius comes flying around, going to get the ball. Doesn't take a shot, though, as he gives it back over to Lawyer, who gives it to Mishima. Mishima back to Lawyer, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Someone's got to make a choice soon as Mishima gives the screen. Lawyer on the right sideline, no one was on him. Answers with a 3 of his own now.
Yeah, the defense was really on point until right in the end. Not really taking the point to Lawyer, getting his second field goal of the game, his first 3.
Yeah, but considering that only a few seconds left on the shot clock, as we're going to see Kim throw up a 3 to try and answer back is no good. Heads-up play from Silvius there to actually throw it over to Lawyer, as Silvius is going to answer with a 3 of his own now. Derek Kim, 4 for 5 tonight, and now between the two Furs, Silvius and Lawyer, they've answered back with 6 quick points of their own.
Yeah, but the deficit only down by 3.
And you can see Kim giving over to actually Bing Sing instead of Kim, and he misses his shot. Watch out for a Lawyer on this play. Or even Silvius, as they're going to give the ball to Hayes. Even though he steps out of bounds, he loses track and slips a little bit out of bounds. Unfortunate turnover there. Dakota had the momentum. They could have gotten a nice little shot off. But Hayes, second-year player, losing track, and they're going to bring Redfield back on the floor as well. Both teams bringing the majority of their starters out now.
Yeah, I think that I will be pulling him as well after making a mistake like that. Not something you want to see after your team starts warming up. Could have taken the lead, possibly tie it, or in any case, be able to take the lead at some point.
Yeah, and we see Mishima, nice reach there, actually extending to pull down the rebound as Silvius getting another screen. Looping around for a second set of screens is finally open. Long 2, no good. And we're going to see an over-the-back call on Derby, as just adding to his foul total there, second personal foul. And now Kusick will come back on the floor. He struggled a little bit earlier. Maybe a chance to sit on the bench and reset mentally is what he needed. Giving over to Evans, over to Kusick now. Back to Evans. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Looking like they're going to call for a screen for Kusick to get to the right sideline, and he does. He's open off that screen. No good off the back iron. Redfield taking point, handing it over to Lawyer, who's now going to run the play. Back to Redfield on the handoff. Silvius getting open in the perimeter, but Redfield's going to drive to the paint and almost loses the ball. He has to be careful. Feckle has been a menace stealing the ball from him on his drives, and Derby wide open from the top of the key. No good.
Yeah, I think Biloxi was willing to give him that shot. He's not very known to take that long of a shot.
Yeah, it's a little outside his range. As Mishima, great heads-up play to stick his arm up and block the ball as they tried to pass it down low to Sterling, who would have been open. Again, no score in the past couple of possessions, still a 3-point game. Sylvia's calling from the screen for Mishima as Mishima's going to drive to the paint. And now we're going to see Evans tip it, but back to Mishima. Sylvia's was able to re-handle the ball off the tip. No good on the shot, though, so we'll see 2 from the line for Mishima. First one's good. And actually, we'll see Derby get a chance to sit down and rest as we see the free throw margin is in the favor of Dakota. They have really stayed in it here because of their free throws.
And also a little bit on Rose as well, as he gets to go back into the game. He's had a great showing in his first time coming off the bench. Let's see if he can continue that momentum.
Yeah, no good on the second, and we'll have to see how Rose handles the defense, especially because now Mishima's going to have to guard the taller Sterling. And he will be the one with the ball backing down on Mishima, and Mishima ends up drawing the contact on Sterling as he drove to the paint. So now we'll see Sterling go to the line for 2. This is where his bread and butter has been this series. Nothing but net on the first. Back to a 3-point game here. Dakota only able to gain the lead for a possession or 2 earlier in the game. Now down by 4 as Sterling makes the second, and we'll see Dakota call their first timeout now. Possibly drop a little play. What do you think is going on with Dakota right now as BLV has managed to hold on to a lead here tonight?
Well, I think really the main thing that you have to focus on is bench. Having sometimes answers, as we get to see, I believe that was
Mishima.
That was Mishima laying it in. So really some excellent bench play and being able to find a way to get on the line, as you said, has really been one of the main things that kept them in. But of course, they really want to try to find a way to get a turnover on the Biloxi side.
Yeah, the Voodoo definitely started off hot tonight, and that gave them enough of a lead, and they've managed to go tit for tat for the last couple possessions. They turned it over. Sylvia's bad pass. It was jumped on by Evans. As Kusick going to shoot a long 2 in transition. No good, though. Continuing to struggle here tonight.
I think he probably should have drived it in, try to challenge the Weasel.
Yeah, a drive in may have been better, but he perhaps needs to stop taking shots here. And another turnover from Sylvius as he tried to pass to Feckle. Feckle in the drive is going to dunk it down, reminiscent of last night's dunk at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that probably should have been a thing for Kusick, but
yeah, Kusick,
any kind of points is good points.
Yeah, Kusick better from the mid-range than he is close. Feckle definitely far better at the close-range shooting, so we'll see Dakota now 6 seconds on the shot clock with Sylvius having to make a decision here as he's trying to drive in but steps back for a long 2. No good. Rose, offensive rebound, and the putback with a foul to put the cherry on the milkshake as he goes to the line for 1. As that is Lee Evans' 3rd foul again. 2nd night in a row he struggled with fouls, and I think we'll see him subbed out here. No, actually. Feckle, the one to get the momentum going again, is subbed out for Parsons, and Lawyer will sit down with Sylvius moving on over to the shooting guard role.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise there on Biloxi's side. Granted, the fact that it is late in the second, so it's not as big of an issue, but still, you don't want to have it to where he gets fouled out once again.
Yes, and Kim going to fade away. High arcing shots, no good, but Sterling overpowers Rose and gets the putback as well. 3-point game here.
Yeah, I think Sterling is pretty much licking his chops with the rookie, being able to try and go toe for toe, really challenging him.
Yeah, we're going to see Rose now, again, matched up against Redfield, trying to put up some kind of bucket. His first of the night is no good.
Yeah, luckily he got double teamed there for a little bit.
Parsons now going up against Redfield. I'd have to give it to the Deer here, but we're going to see Kim now with the ball. Top of the arc. Going to drive in. Wild pass over to Sterling, but Sterling was open. Gets the shooter's roll. That's 2 back-to-back buckets for Sterling.
And that time that was on Sylvia, so he had a little bit of a size advantage.
Yeah, we're going to see Rose giving up to Allen on the drive, and Sterling his 2nd foul. A bit of a dangerous pass down low to Rose from Silvius, but then the mindset to pass to Allen, who was driving right at him.
Yeah,
Chance
it
for
just
two
seems
here.
like Dakota is challenging Biloxi very much within the paint now, as they are trying to rack up these fouls. They try to rely on the charity stripe to stay within a possession.
Yeah, and unfortunately missing the first one. We're going to see Newton come in, and Sylvia subbed out for Fulton and Derby as well. Parsons with the ball, going to give it on over to Sterling in the post, but decides to kick it back out to Newton. Back to Sterling again at the free throw line. Could turn around and take the shot if he wanted to, but doesn't feel comfortable challenging the Orca from that range. This time he will challenge from behind as well, getting knocked over. No foul called, though. And Allen somehow able to get the fadeaway to work in his favor as we see 3:33 left on the game clock. Dakota will have the final possession unless unless BLV takes a quick shot here, but it looks like as the shot clock starts to wind down, they're looking more for the better option as they give it over to Kusick. Back to Newton, down to Evans, and back to Parsons. Someone's going to have to take it out and see Rose actually tip it out of the hands. Newton with the final shot. No good, but Evans get the rebound and the putback with the foul. Almost could have held on to the ball there for the final shot, but can't argue with an and one opportunity.
Yeah, right now Evans is showing once again his power within the paint.
Yeah, the Great Dane making up from poor performance last night, even though he does have a bit of foul trouble here. We're going to see who takes the final shot here. Is 3 seconds on the game clock. Looks like it's going to be Fulton. Pump fakes, then goes for the shot. No good over Kusick. BLV holds on to their lead, 56-51 here. And heading on over to the box score, Rose, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 for 6 with 1 free throw. The bench player leading the team in scoring as Silvius is 11 points, 3 assists, 4 for 10 with 3 for 3 3-pointers. Derby, 7 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist, 3 for 4 from the field. Poitier, 4 for 7. 7 points, 2 for 2, 1 for 1, and from the free throw line as well. The bench actually leading the way for Dakota tonight. Lawyer, 5 points, 2 for 4, hasn't taken many shots. Mishima, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. Heading on over to the rest of the players, Redfield, looking at 17 minutes, has not been able to convert any of his shots with 1 rebound, 2 assists. Allen, 3 points. Samantha, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Fulton, 1 point, 1 assist, and 1 steal. 2 costly turnovers, though. Hayes, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Tanner, a big block coming in, and a 1 rebound as well. Looking on over at the Voodoo, Vilka leading the way for BLV, another bench player taking command here. 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. Kim, 9 points, 4 for 7, still hot from yesterday. Sterling, 9 points, 7 rebounds. Kusick, 8 points, struggling from the field. Beckel, 8 points, 2 rebounds. And Evans with 6 points. Mosley, 1 for 1 from the field and a rebound. Butler, 2 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Reinhardt coming off the bench with 3 rebounds, 2 points from the free throw line, and 2 steals. Parsons, not much to say except for his 1 assist, as is Newton's 1 missed shot, and Sokolovic's pretty much empty scoreboard with 2 minutes on the floor. Looking at the two teams, it really seems like the bench players for both teams have stepped up here in Game 5.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a surprise, especially on the end. But you have to give a lot of the credit to Rose. Rose really stepping up here in this game, knowing that this is a really important game for Dakota to win if they want to keep the series alive.
Yeah, and looking there at the stats over the half, Dakota is actually shooting better from the floor, but the amount of steals that have gone against them has absolutely crushed them. That is why the Voodoo are ahead right now. If they can stop turning the ball over and perhaps even get some turnovers on their own, they might be able to take back the lead here. That's the biggest thing I see the Voodoo need to keep going is keep the steals up and hold off on their own turnovers. If they can do that, they can win tonight, even if they do struggle from the field at times. And it looks like both teams are going to bring their starting core back in as Sylvia's going to pass over to Redfield. Quick pass back to Sylvius, who's going to fade away over Kim. Quick shot from him, not normally his range. Kim going to bring it up back to the court. Kusik, who struggled in the first half, going to give it back to Kim. He's going to try and answer back with a double clutch of his own, but it gets blocked by, I believe, Derby there. Giving on over to Lawyer for the transition three. No good, but Derby with the offensive rebound and the quick putback. 15 feet away, very edge of his range, but it does work out as it's a 1-point game.
And also the Bikers out-rebounding so far by 9.
Yeah, and we're going to see Kim trying to get something going with a 3 there. No good. Redfield kind of getting on over to Sylvius. Quick pass down to Derby, who spins around. It rattles on the rim for a little while, but it is good. And Dakota, whatever the coach said in the locker room, apparently got their fire going as they've quickly taken the lead here.
Yeah, and I believe that this is their, their first or second lead in the game. But
yeah.
Of course, that is diminished as Kim gets to lay in.
Yeah, Kim going to put it back up, and that is their second lead. I believe they had a 1-point lead earlier in the game that they gave up. Actually, tip pass again, a turnover from Redfield. Pass down to Kusik, who is driving, but gives it to Kim, who's driving in the lane. Gives it back up to Evans instead of taking the shot, who misses. 3 different times they had a chance to go for a layup, but decided to give it up to the next player, and Dakota just never bit on the defense as Sylvius gets open from the screen and lays down the 3. Back and forth game now in the start of the second half.
And Sylvia is doing much, much better compared to the last game. 50% field goal shooting.
And perfect from beyond the arc is Kim now. Gets knocked out of bounds. Good thing no foul called on them, but looks like it's going to be a turnover there as he tried to squeeze by Derby. Just slid out of bounds.
Yeah, right now Dakota's defense is really, really tight so far. Nice, excellent showing coming off the second half.
Yeah, we're going to see Lawyer with the ball at the top of the key. Handing on over to Sylvius, and Lawyer driving to the post, had a little bit of an opening there. But off the double screen, going to take the shot, no good, but Derby, again with the offensive rebound and the putback, gets the foul, and that's Sterling's 3rd.
Yeah, right now Derby really taking advantage of his size and really is frustrating the Polecat here.
Yeah, and actually we're going to see Sterling subbed out real quick. Even though it's only his 3rd foul, good chance to let him sit down and calm down and prevent him from getting a 4th one early in this second half. And plus Reinhardt has always been consistent coming off the bench, so not too much of a substitution. As Kim, again, trying to drive to the paint, loses it, but they get stolen by Kim. Derby losing the ball. Back over to Kim, who's back over to Feckle now. Feckle, keep an eye out on her taking a shot here, but no, we're going to give it to Kim. But actually, it looked like it was intercepted there, but lost it. Kim got a shot up, but no good. Kim maybe needing to step away from the post as he struggled down there. As Sylvius now looked like he wanted to pass over to Derby, but Derby getting tangled up down low in the post. Turnover. As Dakota finds their lead up to 5, and they're actually going to bring in Vilka now and sub out Kusik. And Vilka was on fire, so keep an eye on him. He's going to bring it up the court for the Voodoo. Looks like he's going to call for a screen from Evans. Lawyer switches off well on him, though. Vilka isolation here. Lawyer unwilling to give up an inch, and he steals it.
Excellent pause there from Lawyer.
Yeah, and good court vision as he passes up to Sylvius, who's in the right corner. No good on the 3, though. Yeah, excellent timing from Lawyer as he knew the shot clock was winding down, and as Vilka looked up to see if anyone was open, he reached in and just stole it away from him. And now blocked by Lawyer as Evans gets the rebound, blocked again by Misha this time, as Sylvia is going to go for the 3 and transition, makes it work. Great defense coming out from Lawyer as he has a block and a steal to his name now.
And right now the defense for Dakota has really, really shown up in this start of the second half, and it really shows how well it put you in ahead.
Yeah, defense does win championships here. As we're going to see Kim, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Have to take a shot from the top of the key. No good. No play was able to develop. We're going to see Lawyer bring it up. Again, leaving Silvius to play off the ball here. He's been on fire from three-point land, and now Redfield over to Lawyer, who got open. No good, unfortunately. Open shot, though, he will take that every single time.
Yeah, but right now he has been a little bit cold throughout the start of this second half.
Reinhardt matching up against Derby, no good. Yeah, Lawyer, but he heats up in an instant. He's going to take another shot in transition, and this time he is good. Derby with a double-double, only missed one field goal tonight. And with that, the Voodoo have to call a timeout. They have let their original lead slip away as Dakota now finds himself up by double digits.
Yeah, with the fact that Dakota's up by 10. Really, really tight defense in the last few possessions. Not being able to get a play to commence, and also just trying to wait until they make a wild shot from either Kim or Andreas. They're keeping those two on lockdown for the most part.
Yeah, not only is it great man-to-man defense, keeping them from driving to the paint, it's also the other players on Dakota locking down the rest of the Voodoo players, not really letting them get open enough for a pass. And then on the other end, we have to commend both Silvius and Lawyer now, letting it rain from three-point land. Derby not having to do any work down low in the post to get them back into it.
And I wouldn't be surprised with the fact that Biloxi might be trying to find a way to back to the deer on offense.
Yeah, and we're going to see a pass in. Intercepted by Lawyer. Bad pass from Craig there. Lawyer really heating up on defense. Going to pass it over to Silvius from the left sideline. And again, those two are lighting it up on defense and offense now. Silvius is 5 for 6, 21 points here tonight. And now Lawyer trying to get a little fancy with another reach-in. Gives up a foul, even though his first tonight.
Yeah, even he will admit that he was being a little too cute right there.
He's feeling it with 2 steals and a block now in the second half. He can't fault him for going for that. And plus, it's not like the shot clock was about to expire this time, so it didn't really reset it too much, even though Kim stepping back for a long 3 is good. Answers back with one of his own now.
Yeah, I believe he was coming off a screen there. Silvius was not able to come up with him in time, and Lawyer just found out that he was he wasn't defending in the last second. I think you see a nice jumper from Derby.
Yep. Just as the Voodoo defense focuses on the perimeter, it allows the Deer to find open looks in the post. Vilka driving into the post. Getting far in there, actually puts up a shot and is good. This time Lawyer gets shaken off just enough to allow an open shot. Still a 10-point lead here as Silvius going to take control of the ball. And giving over to Lawyer again, playing off. Back to Mishima now. Defense is really spread out on the perimeter. As Lawyer now is going to take another 3 and is good once again.
Yeah, right now both guards feeling it. And when they both feel it, it's trouble for any team. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yes, and Kim open a bit there. As you said, it's bad enough when one of them is feeling it, but when both of them turn it on, that's when you see those 40-point quarters come out for the Voodoo, the Bikers. And the Voodoo now, shot clock expiring, and Redfield gets the block this time, and Derby fast break with Redfield. Going to give it down to Mishima instead to finish, and actually doesn't even jump as he is fouled by Reinhardt. I don't know if they're going to count that as a shooting foul, and they won't actually. They will count it as a off the non-shooting foul, so no free throws for the Tanuki here, as we're going to see Lawyer shift over to small forward and Silvius to shooting guard as Rooney comes in. And a weak pass to Silvius there. Down the Derby. Back to Rooney, who gives it up to Lawyer, and Silvius crossing the post, trying to get something going, but long 2 over Xavier, but no good.
Yeah, excellent defense there by Xavier. I believe he had his paws on that ball a little bit as it went up.
If not, it was right in the face of Silvius, and that's what you can expect from the veteran, knowing all the moves to come out. And Vilka gets free No good on the shot, though. Vilka, as you see, was on fire, 11 points in the first quarter, but hasn't really got anything going. As now Silvius is going to step back for a long three. No good. Had to turn around there as he had to catch the ball a little late. And now Vilka, again, trying to get something started in transition, but no good. Rooney over to Lawyer. Back to Rooney. Back to Silvius now. Silvius passing down the Derby, who's going to match up against Reinhardt pretty well, but no good on the shot. Now Feckle. On the other end for the Voodoo, bringing it up. Lawyer matched up against her now is Vilka from the left sideline. Let's see if he can get anything going. And no, that's his second missed three-pointer of this quarter.
Yeah, I believe that he probably should have made that, considering the size disadvantage and how wide open he was. And
yeah.
You see a loose ball foul from Derby.
Yeah, now Sylvia suddenly can't buy a basket. That's his third miss in a row, I think, from three-point land. But we're going to see a bit of substitutions. No, actually a timeout from the Voodoo here. As they want to sit down and talk about it, because even though Silvius has started to miss his shots, the lead has not shrunk at all. It's stuck at 13, 76-63.
Yeah, right now they really need to try to see if they can get their momentum back on offense, because it's been a little bit of a struggle trying to get some things in the perimeter going. They might have to rely on Reinhardt a little bit to get deep into the paint.
Yeah, and actually we're going to see Vilka again. Would have probably taken the shot normally, but with how cold he's been feeling, I'm not surprised he didn't take it up. And now Newton back to Vilka. Vilka again, pump fakes, thinking about it, but not much confidence there as Newton lays in the shot from just beyond the key. Close enough to the three-point line. It might have been worth taking a little more time just to step back, but can't knock his results, though. As we're going to see a Samantha trying to go for the quick post play is no good. And both Lawyer and Silvius no longer on the floor. As Newton's going to drive in with the teardrop, is blocked by Derby, and he gets the rebound.
Yeah, I don't think teardrops are really something that you want to do around the big deer.
Not when he's able to block it like that. And Derby pump fakes and actually gets the bucket here. Normally teardrops are meant to get over the defenders, but Derby a little too tall there as he is 8 for 10 tonight. Almost perfect from the floor as he drives by. Vilka gets the teardrop in. Down by 11 are the Voodoo. Finally, we're seeing some movement on the scoreboard. And actually a stolen ball there. Parsons going to get it. Rooney losing it. Keep an eye on Vilka from the left side. See if he has anything going. Still nothing from three-point land this half.
Yeah, Andres has been struggling this quarter. I believe that was his fourth miss from beyond the arc.
I believe so. And actually Rose going to go up with the shot, and it doesn't count. It was a miss, and over the back call on Samantha. And we'll actually see Kusick and Sterling coming back out onto the floor. And for Dakota, we see Silvius back at the shooting guard to match up against the rookie. Vilka, great matchup here on Rooney. Can't get anything going from it. Newton back to Kusick. Kusick over to Vilka. Vilka going to take the shot over the Raccoon, but no good. Shot clock was winding down on him, and that was really the only pressure he felt was to take the shot before the clock expired. Rose passing over to Silvius off the double screen. See if he can get anything going here, and still struggling to find his range again after getting on fire early. And now Newton, long two, rattles out. Robbed there almost by the rim. Fulton. We see Silvius getting another double screen, top of the key. Newton on him this time. Almost loses it as he gives it back over to Rose, back to Derby. Again, we're in the arc of passing as Derby takes the long range two, is no good.
Yeah, it looks like the Voodoo has really picked it up on the perimeter defense.
Yeah, and we're going to see a quick shot again from Newton. Again, robbed by the rim. It was almost halfway in. And Silvius looking like he wanted to fake a shot there. But he will call for a screen. Gets open at the top of the arc. Wide open three. Finally is able to find a bucket to fall.
Yeah, he was going to make it eventually. There are some times where some players get some cold footing. As we get to see a
Vilka lose track of the ball there. Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Silvius is 6 for 9 tonight, so he's not struggled from beyond the arc, really.
Yeah.
And Newton actually going to be subbed out. Vilka left in after that costly turnover. With only less than a minute left in the third quarter, the Voodoo have found themselves on the wrong end of a drive. Dakota closed the gap and took over with a massive lead of 14 points here. Giving it to Rose, over to Derby. Someone's got to shoot. It's going to be Rooney from three-point land. No good.
Yeah, unlike Silvius, Ronnie is not really well known for his shooting ability.
From the three-point land, Feckel will take a three. No good. Shot clock-wise, it might as well be turned off with only a second separating the two clocks. Watch out for Silvius off the double screen here, but the defense is right on him. Good switch. They actually got a double team him, which leaves Derby open for the long two. Does make it in. However, 6.7 seconds on the shot clock is plenty of time for Kusick to bring the ball up the court and get off a three-point attempt here. And Silvius will put up a little bit of an effort on defense, but no good off the front iron. What a quarter from Dakota, 83 to 67. BLV only managing to put up, I believe, was that a 12-point quarter for them? Because I felt like they were at like 55 at the half. What do you remember it being at?
Honestly, I think you might be right. It could be like a 53 at some point. It was definitely a little bit high scoring on their end, but Dakota just came in firing. This might have been like the best halftime adjustments from Dakota that we've seen. Even in the games where they were leading, you didn't really see much changes going for this team. But for here, it's a totally different story. The Voodoo just keeps on guessing and not really finding a great answer for Dakota offensively and defensively as well.
No, they have not. And Dakota, if anything, their defense stepped up at halftime. That may be the big change up by Dakota, is that they started playing super close defense on Vilka, Kusick, and Kim. And we saw that generated turnovers and blocks from Jonathan and others. What do you think, going into the fourth quarter, that the Voodoo need to do here to regain the lead?
I think right now the best thing that they can do is, once again, trying to find a way to prevent both John and Silvius to get those perimeter shots that they have been getting. It's too many times that we've seen both of them being able to get off those successful screens and getting those wide open looks.
Very true. I think between the two of them, they may have scored the majority of the points for the Bikers in that third quarter sprint. As we see Kusick passing to Reinhardt, who's going to take a shot there, no good. Redfield going to bring it up for Dakota as we see Lawyer on the floor. And as, again, a 3-minute drought for the Voodoo is very costly in terms of being able to get anything going here tonight. Long scoring droughts can be a absolute mood killer. As we're going to see Fulton giving to Rose with only 1 second left. The rookie, really far fade away. Not even enough power behind it as it's off the front iron.
Yeah, it was a tough shot. Great defense there by the Voodoo. They're trying to pick it up here in the start of the fourth.
Yeah, it looks like Dakota's going to substitute Mishima in at the start of the next dead ball as Kim off the screen. No good as Rose is going to pull it down. Redfield top of the arc now. Rose, 1 rebound shy of a double-double. I think his first possibly in the playoffs if he manages to pull one more down. Lawyer on the left sideline, really guarded closely by Casper. As we see Kim now. I don't know what happened there. I think Kim, looked like Kim had it, but then Rooney just snatched it from his paws and put up a shot and got fouled in the process. So a chance here to push it to 19-point lead with the make here.
Yeah, the Raccoon, once again, using his scrappiness to make sure that even though that he wasn't able to caress it at first, he was able to rip it from the bird's wings.
I've heard Raccoons like shiny as Samantha gets called for the foul here. Sterling again getting the bucket and the contact. Another chance to add to this to whittle away this lead that Dakota has built. Free throws will eventually kill this lead by death by 1,000 paper cuts if Sterling can get going again at the line, and if Reinhardt and Lee can also pressure the post. And it is good as BLV hits 70, Dakota 86. Something to keep in mind is that this is actually a low-scoring game for both teams. The last couple games, and we see a turnover as Mishima was blocked a bit, couldn't get to the ball, so Lawyer is going to get called for the turnover. Past couple games, thinking back now, one team or another has been close to the century mark at this point. Dakota is 14 points away from that total now.
Yeah, it just seems like that for this game specifically, both defenses have been coming in strong.
Yeah, and we're going to see Feckle on the perimeter, giving up to Kim, who's open, going to step back for three, gets double-teamed. Really high ball does not go in as Fulton is going to bring it up for the other team as it's a 2-on-3 fast break, but decides to slow it down. Defense was a little too set up as he hands it on over to Lawyer. Shima back to Redfield, back to Lawyer. Over to Fulton. Again, a lot of passing, but no play really being set up here. But Lawyer on the drive in, but sailing by Sterling. Samantha gets the offensive rebound back and the foul. A lot happened there. Lawyer was able to send. Lawyer was on the drive, but Sterling sent his shot flying far away. Good heads-up play by Mishima to grab a hold of the ball and put up a shot as the shot clock was about to expire. Allowed Samantha to get the rebound. Of course, misses the first free throw, so in the end, actually, it was to the benefit of the Voodoo to foul her.
Well, even then, if she is able to make the second one, we'll be able to see that. It's probably better than what could have been with after that nasty block by the polecat.
Very much so. Dakota very lucky to be able to get a hold of the ball there. Literally sent straight into the paws of Mishima. Had he hesitated for even another second, they would have been called on the shot clock violation. Evans top of the key. Looks like Kusik is calling for a screen. Even though Lawyer is not impressed by it at all as he is able to put a paw in the face and stops the shot from being anywhere close, actually. Over to Redfield. And actually tipped. Redfield trying to pass down low to Samantha. Kim on the one-on-one against Rooney is good. Kim able to make his first points in the paint really tonight.
He'll take that any time with a fast break going up against Rooney, a point guard of his size, to be able to bully him right through the paint.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lawyer now giving it back over to Rooney. Rooney doesn't need to score, but he needs to be smart. And Lawyer steps back for the three. Good court awareness, and he makes it work. That's his fourth three-pointer tonight. And we're going to see a timeout from BLV as they've let the lead slip to 18 again. The Voodoo struggling here. They haven't been able to get anywhere in this game so far in the fourth quarter. And Sylvia still resting on the bench is a danger when he comes back in. As Feckle just going to waltz over to the three-point line and try and take a shot herself, but no good. It might very well be in the benefit of Dakota not to bring in Sylvius or Derby until the Voodoo prove that they can score on them. Not worth risking any kind of injuries here as Mishima's going to take the long two, and it is good. 20-point lead.
That was a great passing by Dakota.
Yeah, but Sterling on the fast break is good. Great pass coming in from the Voodoo as Sterling now 14 points. However, on the other side, Derby 20 points and 16 rebounds. Another almost 20 for 20 game. Samantha driving in, going to take the shot, and no good. Sterling going to grab the rebound.
He himself almost hitting a double-double right now.
Yes, and tonight, though, not able to get to the line nearly as much as his previous days, but he is converting from the field, which is important. It's John playing close to Kusik, who's playing for an isolation, but Evans gets around his defender and actually gets contacted from behind and still gets the bucket to fall. He was intending to shoot from the left side of the goal, but as soon as he got hit from behind, he was able to adjust and get it off the glass. As we're going to see Derby now come on the floor. Samantha getting bullied.
Yeah, great court awareness as well by Kusick, even though he was being defended very hard by Lawyer.
Yes, it's very it takes a lot of risk to throw a pass over the player defending you, especially when they're that close to you. This Lawyer going to get the final shot, it looks like, and he makes the three. Unwilling to let the momentum slide into the Voodoo's favor.
Yeah, he has to try to go ahead and continue making those shots. Right now, he has been the hottest hand for the...
Yeah. Kim on the perimeter is going to pass on over to Kusick for three. Kusick finally answering back. He has struggled tonight, but now he's getting his first bucket in a long time. Redfield over to Fulton. Back to Mishima now. Shot clock starting to wind down. Pass down the Fulton, who has to do a high shot there to make it work.
Yeah, Fulton was really, really quick there, finding his way to slip through the defenders and get into the paint.
Yeah, so we're going to see Feckle almost loses the ball there, but Kim getting in the post against Fulton was able to easily get an answered back layup. And unfortunately, look at those statistics. The Voodoo really struggling from the field tonight as the Bikers are shooting 50% here. Redfield, shot clock winding down. Looks like Dakota's just going for shot clock killing here. As Fulton, back to Derby. Derby's going to have to take the shot here, fading away off the iron, hanging around for a while, but it does fall.
Yeah, right now the lucky roll was on his favor that time. That was an extremely tough shot for Derby. As Feckle goes for a three, and she makes it in.
Yeah, that was a really good answer back for Feckle there. Not willing to let Dakota pull away here. Down by 14. 5 minutes left to go and some change. Derby from the free throw line, no good. Feckle going to get the board. She's going to take it herself all the way up the court. Met by Redfield at the three-point line. Kusick lining up for a three from the other sideline. There we go from the rookie. His second back-to-back three. A tale of two starts and finishes for him as he was on fire to start, but then has struggled for the whole night up until this last minute where he's made two back-to-back threes. And Derby now going to take a long shot. No good. 11 points. Now Kusick going to bring it up for the Voodoo. He's made it from the right side. He's made it from the left side. Watch the top of the key now. Kim, though, going to get a screen. Open from 18 feet out. No good. Too little power. Off course there. Sylvia still on the not come back in for Dakota. Mishima going to actually get called for the traveling violation there. Not something you see often.
And now we get to see Sylvia's back on the court. You're right over there, Eastman?
Sorry, I was blowing my nose. Don't worry, I turned off the mic for a second for everyone else at home. Only you got to hear that. I'm still battling the bird flu. Let me be. Kim from long range, still struggling. Might want to give it over to Kusick with the hot pause right now. But Lawyer going to bring it up and go for the quick three in transition is good. Again, Lawyer not willing to let them get any closer. 14-point game right now. It's Kusick's going to slow down the tempo for the Voodoo. Spin move. Gives over to Feckle. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to make a decision soon as he gives it back to Feckle. Now to Evans. Kim, though, going to be the martyr for the Voodoo as he takes the last second shot with the tight defense of Silvius on him.
Yeah, it was tight defense really throughout. Again, even though they're trying to find a way to get somebody open, the defense was right there. Silvius goes up for a jumper, and he was able to rattle it. Yeah,
top of the key himself there for two. Despite coming off the bench, sitting for almost 10 minutes there, able to hit his first shot on the court. Kusick going to call for the screen from Evans, which will open Evans up for a drive, but it's actually going to be for Kim, who's wide open. This time good. And now we're going to see a full court press come out from BLV. They are not willing to give up here, down by 14 with 2 minutes to go. And actually, Kim going to go for the steal as Sylvia's going to drive in with the layup. No good. Sterling going to get the rebound and pass up to Kim, who wants to go for a quick, actually pass up to Kusick, who now makes a three from the top of the arc as well. That's his third three in this quarter.
Yeah, right now, Biloxi is trying their hardest to get some kind of defensive stops, even though the fact that it's only $2.30 right now.
Especially with the steal there, that's big. Is Kusick going to answer back? Can he go for number three, or is he not going to? He's going to slow it down and actually go back out to the arc as he tried to drive in there on the fast break, but no good. As Kim now, they switch off and he has Lawyer on him. Kim, though, can't get the three-pointer to fall. That would have been big for BLV. It would have put him back at 8-point down. But now Sylvius in the quick shot is no good. Again, both teams trying to go high tempo here is not working out for them as Kusick with the ball. Going to give it over to Kim from long range. This time does work. BLV down by 20 at one point has worked it back to a 9-point game.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a little bit of deja vu last game with the home team being up as much as 20 and the away team coming in trying to close the gap.
Yeah, so we're going to see a bit of a screen work going on for Redfield. Going to try and take it up himself, giving to Mishima, back to Lawyer. Quick pass over to Redfield, 2 seconds left. Just going to take the wild three. No good. However, they did burn a lot of shot clock there. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, down by 9. BLV has to take a quick shot here, preferably a three. Keep an eye on Kusick possibly taking it. But Kim going to step in, and the foul on Sylvius. First of the night for him. But the big thing is he'll go to the line for two, where he has done much better than the floor tonight. Good on the first.
And I would have to say that it might probably be something that they would rather have more than possibly having Kusick open for a wide open three, because it looked like he was had a little separation from Lawyer.
He did, and the second one will go down, and we'll see a full court press. Dakota may want to call a timeout here just to get down the court. But actually, they're going to hand it off to Lawyer.
Yeah, it looks like they really want to take their time. Kusick gets his first personal. Very costly there.
Yeah, and actually, that resets the whole shot clock, because he hadn't even crossed the line yet. As we're going to see a pass to Derby now. Over to Lawyer, who's going to drive in and draws contact from Sterling, so he'll go to the line for two. Perhaps would have liked to have seen him burn 20 seconds off the shot clock, but I can't fault him because he's going to get 2 chances for points added now.
Yeah, and if he's able to make both, that pretty much should be the dagger with only 48 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, 7 points requiring 3 possessions, even though, to be honest, as long as, if he makes this next one, BLV has to go for threes. They'll still be down by 3 possessions. However, all it takes is a little bit of a roll to get started, as we saw last game with Lawyer hitting 3 back-to-back threes. However, if he misses here, BLV could go for a fast break. But it is good. 106-97 as BLV will call a timeout just to move up the court. They'll do a quick play drawn up, but really this timeout here is just to get them past the half-court line on the inbound. That'll save them about 5 seconds of dribbling. As we're going to see the inbound, keep an eye out on Kusick. He has really been the one to get the points going from long range tonight. He does have the ball, but he's killing time. Looking like he's going to give it over to Kim, who's going to drive in. But actually going to give it back to Sterling now. Not sure what they're drawn up play-wise because they're killing shot clock but haven't taken the shot. Kusick gets the ball and gets the shot after Sterling lost it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they were trying to do there. It seems like what they were trying to do as Lawyer laying it up. That pretty much is the dagger right there.
Yeah, that is pretty much it, as they're going to call a timeout just to perhaps get a quick shot up. Lawyer not willing to let BLV even have that much of a concession. He wants it to be a double-digit game at this point. We might see a quick shot by Vilka. And with that miss, that is it. I don't think BLV is even going to bother fouling here, as Dakota has actually subbed in the majority of their bench players, expecting them not to be able to come back at all. And they will hold on to the ball here as the final for Game 5, 108 to 99. BLV had the lead at the half, but Dakota's third quarter was just too much for them.
Yeah, I would have to say that it was definitely a great game when it came to um, Dakota, as we get to see the player of the game.
Yeah, and I think I know who it's going to be with his overall consistent play. We'll see Benjamin Derby, his second 20 for 20 in this series.
He was gonna get one eventually.
Eventually, and looking at the players, Lawyer spent a lot of time on the floor, but 24 points, 8 for 14, and 6 for 9 from three-point land. Redfield, only 5 rebounds and 6 assists, but 5 turnovers, really costly. Derby, as mentioned, 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 for 15 shooting, absolutely on fire with 2 blocks as well. Sylvia, 6 for 9, also from three-point land, but struggled from the field, 10 for 23, 26 points, 5 assists. Mishima, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 2 for 4 from free throw land. Fulton, 6 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 assists and 2 steals. 3 turnovers, though, pretty costly. Samantha, 6 rebounds, 3 points, 1 of which was an offensive rebound. Rose put up 11 points, his best showing, and a double-double with his 10th rebound, 5 for 8. Leading the bench for Dakota. Allen, 1 for 3 from field goal land, missed his three-pointer. Hayes, a rebound and an assist and a turnover. Tanner, his big block, his 1 rebound, but is also, again, a turnover. Poitier was perfect from the floor, 2 for 2, 1 for 1, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Switching on over to BLV, Feckle had a bit of a inverse of her normal, where she started off hot, didn't take too many shots as she cooled off, 4 for 9. 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Lee Evans, almost a double-double, but finished with 8 points, 11 rebounds. Sterling, 14 points, 11 rebounds. Could not get to the free throw line as much as he'd like, but was still perfect from there. Kim, better showing, still a little struggling with 10 for 24 from the field. 24 points, 6 assists, 4 steals, though, for him. Hugely important on defense. Kusick, 5 for 12 from three-point land, 7 for 18 overall, and 7 assists, though. Reinhardt, his first game where he's really struggled, only 2 points and 6 rebounds. Vilka wasn't able to get much going in the second half, but 15 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Newton, 1 for 5 from the field. Parsons, 1 assist and 1 steal. Mosley, 2 points and a rebound. Sokolovic, nothing to report on for him in his 3 minutes. Butler was able to get 1 shot up and a steal, however, in his short time on the floor. Really, the bench struggling for the Voodoo as we look at the final breakdown. Big thing I noticed here, why the score was even as close as it was due to Dakota only taking 80 shots compared to 94 by Biloxi. Biloxi had far more steals, 15 compared to 6.
Yeah, I would have to also have to say comes to the 3-pointers, even though the fact that uh, looking at percentage wise, it isn't really as bad, but it could be better for Biloxi. But comparing to the fact that they threw up 32 of those, that could be a little bit of an issue coming in. I will have to say though, really huge props to Jalen Rose. He really stepped up in this game coming off the bench.
Yeah, for the first time, actually, Dakota has outscored them from the bench with 30 points to 23. And 41% from three-point land is not bad. That's actually above average still, but compared to Dakota's almost 60%, of which 12 of those 13 came from Silvius and Lawyer combined. And Dakota also out free throwing the Voodoo, even though they missed 5. Voodoo were perfect from the line, but just did not get there nearly as much as they have previous games. Dakota playing smart and able to not get drawn into unnecessary contact tonight. And the only other thing to note is that the Bikers with 6 blocks compared to 1 from the Voodoo.
Yeah, I would have to say that when it comes to size really mattering, it really showed in this game right here. Of course, even though Banksy is very well known to be a very passionate and hardcore player when it comes to the defensive end and offensively as well, um, Derby's size can get really overwhelming for really any big man.
Yeah, I mean, when you for both teams, Derby I think is the tallest player on the court. Had this been a matchup against any of the 8 footers in the league, it would have been interesting to see, especially between if Seattle had managed to overcome Dakota and matched up against BLV, how BLV would have tried to tackle that with 2 8 footers on the field. Of course, that's all speculation. Derby, in the end, managed to outmaneuver Jake for a while in their series, so you have to give props to him and his defensive presence. And Sterling has respected him to that degree, as we saw he didn't take as many shots, but he could not get Derby into foul trouble like I believe the plan is for the Voodoo. That is probably the best course of action for them is to try and get Derby fouled out or at least in foul trouble to limit his presence. As we saw tonight, 22 points and 20 rebounds all over the place on offense and defense.
Yeah, I will have to agree with you on that one right there. And speaking of rebounds, of course, Dakota really was a lot more impressive than they were last game, considering they almost had 50 compared to the Biloxi Voodoo's 33.
I mean, again, that mostly comes from the fact that Biloxi missed 14 more shots compared to the Bikers.
Yeah.
So that has been Game 5. Home court stands for both teams as the Voodoo travel back to Crawdad Stadium down 2-3. If they give up home court here, they will lose in the finals on the road. However, if they manage to hold on and win, they'll travel back to Dakota for Game 7, which will be an interesting battle to see if home court holds for the whole series or if Dakota or BLV can manage to steal one away on the road. I've been Ryan Eastman, and joining me has been Marcus Baylor. Thank you for joining me, Marcus.
No, not a problem.
And thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next time in Biloxi. Have a good night.